Good evening and welcome. Hello, I am Matt from Foul Ball Productions. This is Lindsey.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. We're doing a little special show tonight because New York Comic Con, I just found this out the other day, like Tuesday. I guess they're showing, they had a press conference earlier today about the new season of The Expanse. The greatest show ever made. Yes. So they have the new season. There's a new season trailer. Some news.
I haven't seen that yet.
No, I mean, I haven't watched any of it yet. So we're going to watch it live right now. Watch it live. New stuff. So before we get into that, please smash that like button, like the God among people that you are, and subscribe to the channel, comment below, share the video, talk to us about what you think about the new season of The Expanse. All right. That'll do it for that part. So, all right. You think we should just jump right in?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump right in.
Let's watch this.
Okie dokie. Is this it?
Yes.
That it? Is that there? Yeah. All right, cool. Oh, wrong one. Okay, here we go. Bam. Oh, Jesus.
That was very loud.
That's a little, just a tidbit loud. All right, let me turn my volume down. Is it just catching on the mic? Do I have to share sound? I hate to be such a, yeah, I do have to share the sound. Nope, do I? I don't know what I'm doing, folks. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Next time we'll know.
Next time. No, not this time. Panel starting soon. Okay, we're going to wait through all of this.
Hello, and welcome to the Amazon Prime Video New York Comic Con panel for The Expanse. And if you finish season 4, it's your own fault. We're going to spoil it. But welcome. Joining me, I have Stephen Strait, who plays Jim Holden.
Jim Holden.
Hello.
He looks like a square.
Yo, yo, yo.
He looks kind of weird.
She sounds Australian. I thought that she was British.
No, she sounds British.
Frankie
Right.
Adams, who plays Bobby.
I love that her real name is Frankie.
What do you love?
That her real name is Frankie because it's so much like Bobby. Look how cute
Sarah
she is.
G. That is Boo.
They all have great last names.
Yay! Why doesn't he get applause? Naren Shankar.
I was like, I don't know. I've never seen this guy, but I see.
That's the showrunner.
I got that.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Yeah.
And we have Dominic Tipper, who plays Naomi Nagata.
She's Australian.
What?
Frankie's Australian.
There's so many people talking, Lindsay. I have no idea.
And it's been a while. I just love seeing all your faces. How are you all doing? Or should I not ask?
We're doing great.
We're great. Okay, good. So, I'm here to talk about season 5, as you all know, and I don't know about you guys, but I am dying for everyone to see it. I think this is our best season. I don't know what you guys think.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
What?
So listen, before you watch any further, I'm just going to say
Further.
Make sure you are caught up on season 4, because not only will we be spoiling that, but we also have some spoilerific season 5
Spoilerific
stuff to show you today. So this will actually be a surprise for you guys as well. So I hope everyone's excited.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of us here today, and I know you guys will want to hear from everyone. I want to hear from everyone. So let's get started. And I want to start with our creators, Ty, Daniel, and Lorraine. And I would love you to give us your insights into what we can expect from season 5.
In the writer's room, when we started season 5, we always kind of put the big theme up on the board. And this year it was, for season 5, it was you reap what you sow. And that is really, that was the, that is every storyline in one fashion or another.
So can you guys just talk about some of those seeds that we planted and how you went about kind of crafting the storyline in that way so that we now get this payoff in season 5.
Well, we've been talking about Naomi and her backstory in hints and little bits since season 1. We've been having things, there were conversations she had before they had the Rocinante that those off. I think that length of just building to it is part of what makes it interesting.
Yeah, very much so. And even the same with Amos. Like, I don't feel like we got as many seeds from him in the beginning, but now we're going fully into his past.
Well, I mean, we have some pretty subtle stuff for Amos. In an earlier season, we see him actually on the Rossi on a computer looking somebody up on Earth. And if you look at the zoom in on the screen, it's Lydia Maloof, who is
that's right,
a character from his past.
Yeah.
So there's the names of people from his past that sort of get dropped in very subtle ways.
Well, he also talks about Baltimore. That's a reference point several times in the show.
That's right.
And then there's that moment in season 3 when Monica is making the documentary. Is talking about Amos Burton and who that was and how Amos got to the lottery really quickly. Isn't that odd?
Right.
Yes. Guys, I guess then adding on to that, talking about the writer's room, we can't really not talk about how the Expanse tends to really create fiction that is scarily on point with reality. And, with what's going on in the world today and how allegorical, like to almost a T, the show is. Can you speak?
Where's she going with that?
Guys, Ty and Daniel, you wrote the books how many years ago now? So do you consider yourselves modern day prophets? And do you think
politically,
or are we just?
What is she talking about?
Just predicting human nature.
I do take credit for all the bad things that happened, but Daniel and I talk about this a lot. That we're never trying to do that. We're never trying to write about any particular thing that's going on when we write the books, but we both are big fans of history, and we tend to write about things that we've read about in history and try to drag those forward. And what we've realized is that humans do the same dumb stuff over and over and over again. So if you write about some stupid thing humans did 3,000 years ago, there's a pretty good chance somebody's doing it today. And it just keeps happening.
One of the
good answer.
Things that come out of the whole project is the idea that technology changes a lot and changes dramatically what the lived experience of people is, but humans don't really change that much.
And I guess that's what makes the viewing so compelling, because again, like we said, it is like a mirror. It very much holds up a mirror to society. What are you most excited for people to see this season, and how is it different from seasons before?
Well, we talked about Nemesis, the goddess who punishes you for your hubris, and Noreen talked about reaping what you sow, really getting to take each individual member of the show that we've sort of fallen in love with over 4 seasons and really got a good sense of who they are as people, and then sort of peel back the layers and expose the crucibles in which those people were formed and why they have the attitudes they have, why they have the view on the world that they have, and really sort of expose it and also pressure test it. Can the person they've become survive the most high pressure situations they've ever been in their life? Can they come through it with their ideals and principles intact? That's what the whole season is about, and
hell yeah,
it's really fun.
It felt like it was both the most epic and yet the most personal season we have ever done simultaneously.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Guys, remember the surprise I was mentioning? Yeah, earlier?
Yeah.
Well, we have the very first trailer for season 5. Let's look.
Wait, did we see Cass Anvar? Was Cass there? Sorry.
I am the commander of the Free Navy. With the opening of the alien gates, we are at a crossroads. No longer will Belters be persecuted. With this attack, we will show our oppressors a strength they never thought possible. The future of the Belt has begun.
Nothing's ever going to change. You got to stop focusing on the end of the world. You got a ship of your own, a good crew, Someone who loves you and you love, and they're responsible for the world.
Why are you going back to Earth? I have personal business.
Whoa!
This place Auschwitz shit. I never thought I'd actually find it.
We have an OP informant. This is your son.
I chartered a freighter bound for Palace. I have to go find Philip.
I was always waiting for you to turn up.
This world is messed up. Float to the top or sink to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Amos.
I have information that Minaris intends to attack civilian targets.
Whoa.
It's a single huge conspiracy, but someone high up in the chain of command is in on it.
This is not my fight. Marco has millions of terrorists. If you go toe-to-toe with him, we could lose. You have committed the entire belt to war with the Inners.
They wanted to fight. We'll give them one.
Oh.
Take the Ross here for a hunt.
Do your stuff, fly boy.
Marco's gonna accomplish what a century of leaders have promised. He's gonna unite 100 separate factions into one nation. It's time to let the system know who we are.
Yo. Dude,
nice.
that looks really good. I got chills.
So excited.
Then we have a release date, which is December 16th, as you guys saw. And also,
Yay.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah.
You guys saw. I have some extra information.
Yeah, he's not there.
So look, guys, we heard you. Fans, we heard you. We know you wanted options, so we're about to give you some. So when it drops on December 16th, you will get the first 3 episodes first, so you can binge those, and then each episode will be dropping weekly after that from December 16th. So, you know, you can do your live tweet, and maybe I'll come back on Twitter and we can go
Twitter
back again. I don't know. You can gather in your groups and watch, but that's what we've got for you now. So
That's kind of funny. That's a good.
it's ready.
It's going to be great to have that conversation back.
So, cast members, cast friends, let's, off the back of that trailer, get into talking about our characters and let's talk about their journeys. What I want to ask you is, where do we leave your character at the end of season 4 and what are they about to embark on in season 5? What do they learn? What do we learn about them? So, I will start with my character, Naomi. Basically with Naomi.
My character.
For having had that awful time on Illus. But you know, all the roads we go back together, which is fab. But in season 5, Fred helps Naomi find her son, Philip, who is somebody that she's been looking for a long time. And he eventually finds her and she sets off to go find him, to save him, because there is a bounty on Marco's head. And also, you know, Naomi leaves Holden behind. And they have quite a...
Again.
Not that you care, Lindsay.
So, Stephen, do you want to then expand on how for Holden, where we left him in season 4 and then going on into season 5?
Yeah, so Holden, you know, at the end of season 4, you know, has really kind of found his feet, I think, as a leader. But, you know, on a more personal level, you know, the family of the Rossi crew is really kind of settled in, and we get to see Holden and Naomi in a much more domestic environment than we've ever really seen them before. And you know, with Miller now gone in totality, he's really the only one left who is deeply concerned about what he has seen in terms of the entities that kill the proto-molecule builders. And his eye is still. His focus is still on that, as you know, so many other things are going on around the system. He knows what's looming out there, and he's deeply concerned about that. And that also, you know, that ties into him on a personal level, trying to get back to Naomi. you know, in any way that he can.
Yeah, he looks very well Holden when we first find him. I find he's like rested and like for once, it's a really
it's the first time we see him like doing okay in the beginning.
Yeah, that's how you know it's all about just shit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's, you know, the rug is coming right out from under his feet like when that happens, right? So.
And so, Shore, where do we leave Avasarala at the end of season 4, and what is she going into in season 5?
Well, we leave her with 1,000 questions in her mind, bewildered, wondering whatever happened. You all recall that she never wanted to run for office. When Senator Gillis asked her as to why she didn't want to run for office, she said, "Because I would like to get shit done, sir." She said that. But then at a certain moment, she felt like she had to run for an office. Now, she's not only lost the election, she's also lost her husband as a result. And because she was truly interwoven with her profession. She's in love with her job. So, but she doesn't feel like a loser. She feels like she's wiser, and she understands a lot more about what's going on now. And she's finally finding out that running for an office is a lot harder than getting shit done.
In season 5,
Wow.
she gets some done.
No matter what, she would get done. These women, these strong women, they fall, but then they immediately stand up, they rise. So,
And that's a huge part of her journey, yeah.
exactly. We learn so much about falling down. It's fine.
And Wes, can you tell us a little bit about Amos's journey? Where do we leave him? What journey is he about to embark on in season 5?
In the beginning of this season, he gets news from his hometown, and he has some personal business that he needs to go take care of. In the process of doing this, he has to confront his internal and external demons that have kind of created and shaped and molded him to become who he is. And in doing that, he realizes and has a deeper understanding of how important the Rossi crew is for him and being in his life, and how important it is for him to get back to them.
Fab. And Frankie,
Fab.
so where do we leave Bobby, and what
Bobby.
journey did she go on in season 5? Because season 4 was quite intense for Bobby.
Bobby.
It was very intense, yeah. And well, at the end of season 4, she's convinced there's something fishy going on Mars.
She's so pretty.
From the big hint there. And then she embarks on a journey to figure it out. And she does that with Alex. They kind of become a little team, and yeah, together they're just trying to figure out what's been happening on Mars.
Where do you think she's at emotionally in her journey of like being very, very dedicated to Mars and then gradually stepping away from that the more she finds out? Where do you think she's at the beginning of season 5?
Well, I think the whole journey for her has been a big identity shift. And I think in season 5, she's a bit lost, but I think she has much more of a connection to the greater good overall rather than what's just great for Mars. And that was quite a shift for her in season 4. But yeah, she's more focused on what is really important rather than what is good for me and my people.
So in season 4, of course, she lets Marco go, and she may come to regret that. I don't know.
I think her and Naomi share some of those kind of regrets.
Yeah. And so, of course, spoiler, our dear sweet Ashford has been killed. So I think that that's going to
I forgot about
change
that.
something in her heart, because they had obviously become quite close. And had
Yeah,
a
I love
loving,
that.
relationship, actually, a camaraderie that she doesn't let many people in, Drummer. So
no,
I think
Love
that's
Drummer.
really shake her. And of course, she has quit. She has quit the OPA. She has left Tycho. She says, well, she punches Fred Johnson right in the face. Right in the face. That is her resignation letter. So she's off on her own. She's on her own. And of course the circumstances shift and change. So in season 5, I think where she thinks she's going to be changes very dramatically, very quickly. But she's on her own.
And
she's on her own.
I think that's what's great about this season is everyone's kind of off doing their own thing, but there is this one very dark, quite dangerous thread that pulls everyone kind of back to the center, I want to say. And it's probably my favorite thing about this season is like, normally we're all together kind of doing it, but we're not in this one. And it's just, I call this our Infinity War this season. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to how that plays out. Fab, thank you guys. That was great answers. Okay, well, it wouldn't be Comic-Con without fan questions.
Woo!
So we get asked loads and loads.
Comic-Con, I love it. This is
one of my favorites. So the first one is for the cast. Now,
Cost.
guys, what is your
For the
favorite
cost.
detail about your
Detail.
character or your character's
Sorry.
backstory? So, Frankie, we'll start with you.
I like the relationship with her dad. Yeah, I like that little detail.
And we learned something about some pets of yours, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I did like
Okay.
this season, but we're quite different in this way. But Bobby had a pet rat named Mouse that she loved very much. Yes. Sadly, it passed away. Was it a boy or a girl? I'm gonna say it was a female rat, and she passed away. It was very it was a very sad thing for Bobby.
Shari, can you answer that question? What is your favorite detail about your character's backstory?
Well, the 10 things that her father taught her, and she's living by them. Every single morning, she remembers every code that her father taught her, and she's living by it now. Nobody knows about that. It's only her that and it's because she's living with her father.
I love that.
The man is still alive in her.
Yeah. And Wes, what about you?
I think I really admire the loyalty Amos has with the Rossi crew. I feel like me personally, after the 3rd death mission that Holden led us on, I'd be like, you know what, Holden? It's been good, but I keep finding myself in these positions. I've already been shot 3 times. So, I'll catch up with you later. We'll FaceTime.
You're welcome, Amos.
And Stephen, can you answer that? What's your favorite thing? That either gets revealed in season 5 or just your favorite kind of detail or backstory kind of bit about Holden?
I love Holden's perseverance and always pushing to get Amos shot in every season. That's a very important point.
Or blind.
That's right. But I do love his perseverance, and I love that he grows through his failures. It's kind of a strength through humility, which is a very rare thing to be able to express in characters. Yeah. That's just not something I see very often in lead male characters. So it's a really cool thing to play.
An admirable quality. Mm-hmm. Kara, do you?
When I was first cast, I read the novella, The Butcher of Anderson Station, and that's well worth a read. Everyone, check it out.
Yeah, girl.
And there's this female character who's with Anderson Dawes, and we sort of had imagined, what if that's drummer? And so it's really, there's a lot of details that sort of inspired me that came from that novella.
Hell yeah.
So this next question,
Fucking love her.
I'm going to hand over to the creators. A massive fan of the show asked, how did you approach the design of the different ships to reflect the factions? Because obviously coming in season 5, we get to see a lot more of the different Belter factions. And so how did you go about that? Ty, we'll start with you.
You know, it's funny, when we very first talked about that, Noreen and I and Daniel were talking about sort of the philosophy, and just jokingly said, the Mars ships are like Apple, the Earth ships are like Windows, and the Belter ships are like Linux. And it really winds up like that. the Belter ships seem like they're just cobbled together from a bunch of random pieces. It's functional, but it's not pretty. And we get to see a lot more Belter ships this season, which I was really happy about because you get to see that sort of functional but not pretty version of their life.
Immediately, you can tell a Belter ship from a Martian ship from a UN ship, and each one sort of reflects the culture in its design. And it's actually a really great thing this season because there's a lot of sequences in which you're seeing Belter ships, UN ships, Martian ships all mixed together. And it's become a really beautiful visual signature of the show. People can tell at a moment, which culture we're representing by the spaceships that they're flying. So it's pretty cool.
So now for a very hard-hitting question, who would win a race running in high heels, Wes or Shore? I really have to.
Wes, don't you dare to put your hands with the right shoes.
It just so happens, randomly, I practice running in high heels. I don't know what got me inspired, but I just started running in high heels just to get,
We should actually have this race in film and put it on.
Hey, Sheree, you want to challenge me?
By all means, I would love to do
Money on it.
Bring me my high heels. Hey, there's some interesting high heel Easter eggs this season as well. Keep your eyes on the heels.
That's very good.
Yeah, right, Phil. Okay, so we have time for one more fan question. A fan noted that the Expanse has a powerful social conscience. So to everyone on this panel, do you believe that science fiction has a responsibility to spark conversation about social change, or at least mirror it? Shore, do you want to start with this one?
Look at this tableau. Look at this tableau we're watching now. It's painting of different colors, different people from all walks of lives, from all over the world. This show is one of the most diversified shows I've ever seen in my life that I've ever had a chance to work on. This show, this tableau is global. This show is global. Therefore, it should be shown to the whole globe. And yes, it can start a conversation. Globalism, more than anything else.
And Lindsey, no, I don't think so.
I do.
No, fuck no.
The most diverse show on television right now.
I agree.
I don't think there is another show that represents as many different groups of people all in one.
I'm not watching all of them, but sure, I believe it.
Proud to be a part of that. And certainly the social issues that we're talking about in this show reflect issues that we're, having conversations about here and now. The value of natural resources, I think, is something that, especially for me as an Ojibwe woman, we talk about access to water here and now in our present, in Canada, supposedly a highly developed country, and it's still, not everyone has access to clean water. And that's just one small example of, that kind of environmentalism and social justice and how those ideas are connected. And I think that's a huge topic in our show. And I think being able to have those kinds of conversations on panels like this.
And I think that's probably the good thing about sci-fi is that it can be an allegorical mirror to the world because it's set in the future. It's kind of like, nobody really thinks the finger's being pointed at them, which is good in a way because it allows people to kind of look at themselves in a kind of a way that's maybe not accusatory, but maybe raises the questions and the issues that are really important and are happening presently. So yes, sci-fi is great for that, and I think the show is great for that. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you could have been in New York to hang with all of you, but we're in a pandemic, or we would have been there. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your questions, and we will see you for season 5 in December. December 16th!
Yay!
Yeah.
Boom. Okay. That fucking obnoxious end aside, what did you think?
I'm excited more now. I never when yeah, when I'm watching shows, when it's like real time, like I'm actually following it as it's coming out, like I forget sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, that one show that I was watching. So, but I find it really funny. I don't remember, were they like doing a vote or something on the like, do you want to binge watch or do you want this show to come out every week? Because I feel like we had a conversation about
We
that.
talked about that. I don't know if there was any kind of a vote. I know.
Well,
I mean,
they kind of made it sound like, she made it sound like, because she said something like, "Oh, you guys have spoken, and we want to like," or like, what did she say? I don't remember, but she was like, "We want to go with what you guys like, kind of like," and obviously some people want to binge and some people want it weekly, so they kind of like.
The thing about a show like The Expanse is that's so expensive but still has a pretty marginal fan base is you really can't afford to do anything that isn't the most profitable because it costs too much money. And if it's not getting it back, if Amazon isn't getting explosive numbers for this really expensive show, it doesn't really matter what like the fans want. So you got to make the best choice. And the best choice is to do it weekly. Because if you do a show weekly, you're going to have people like me and you, whom I hope that you'll join me in covering every single episode of this show because I plan on doing that. And we're going on every week talking about it. That's free press. That's free advertisement that you can't pay for that kind of advertisement, that kind of exposure. You see that with The Boys now. The Boys is a really big show right now because people are talking about it because it comes out every single week. And that's all just free press. And it keeps the buzz alive. I mean, even a show like Stranger Things, when the second season drops or the third season drops, the buzz is over in a month. In a month, the buzz is gone. And everyone's on to the next thing. Shows don't sustain like that. You need, like, when it's Game of Thrones season, it's like football season. It's all anyone's talking about. It's like, it's the next week. What do you think? Where's it happening? You get all this free advertisement, water cooler talk. But if you binge it, if you can get it done inside of a few days, it's exciting. It's fun, but you move on.
Yeah, I think that's what we kind of like came to the conclusion of, that we both love being able to like watch the, like, as much as we want to, but at the same time, you watch it and then you're done. It doesn't keep holding your interest.
Right. You're like, oh, that sucks. That's over. What's next? What could possibly get me as interested as The Expanse? I need the next show. So I mean, I never wanted it like that. I always wanted the binge model, but that's selfish because it's like, I just want it because I'm already into it.
But I kind of like that they like are like giving us 3 all at once. So you kind of get your like, you know, like you haven't watched it in a while, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to get jumpstart on this. And
is that what they're going to do with this one too? Did they say that?
That's what they just said. Yeah, that they're going to release 3 episodes originally. Okay. And then after that, it'll be weekly.
That's really smart. I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah. I agree, because it, like you said, it keeps the interest going, but then it also does give fans like a little bit of like that. Oh, like, okay, cool. I can like watch all
You're like, okay, give it to me. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So true.
Yeah. What did you think about Kaz Anvar not being there?
Who's that again?
That's Alex Kamal, the pilot.
Oh.
And do you know why he's not there?
No. What's going on with that?
He got Me Too'd.
Oh.
Over the pandemic and like the peak of the pandemic, lots of allegations came out. Now, I don't know how valid they are because everything has question marks, but it's out there. And there was some text where I guess he was being a dick. Nothing like really super incriminating, just him being an asshole, which is like, whatever. People are assholes sometimes. But he was, I thought, notably absent from that panel. What do you think?
I guess I didn't really think about it because I didn't know.
You didn't know,
how they chose panels, and sometimes that happens where you'll be like, wait, where is this one person not there? And it's just like another commitment or something like that.
Right.
So I
it's like whatever.
About it. Yeah, and I didn't know that happened with him. So
there's been zero follow-up. I've heard nothing since. I've Googled it every once in a while just to see, because I'm a fan, obviously. But
so are they following any kind of like investigation?
They said that that's what they were doing. And they've that was months ago. So I haven't heard anything. I mean, I'll quickly Google it just to see if maybe something's developed. Maybe now that there's all this like Expanse talk again. But I mean, you know, in news, the last stuff is just The Expanse. There's nothing about him. at all. Like his name doesn't. Yeah, like back in June 29th, the Expanse star Cass Anvar will cooperate with investigation to refute, this is all in quotes, sexual misconduct allegations. And that's the last reporting there's been about it. But he was featured in the trailer, so I feel like they didn't uncover anything really serious because if they wouldn't, I can't imagine that Amazon would lead. This is like one of their biggest shows now, and they're going to not, if he's like a sexual assault, perpetrator, they're not going to put him in the trailer. Even if you couldn't shoot around him because it was already shot before the allegations came out. I don't think they'd put him in the trailer.
If
They
he's
even
in
gave him
the
a
show,
moment.
though.
What's that?
If he's in the show, though, I mean, like.
Yeah, maybe he's contractually obligated to be in the trailer. Yeah, that could be too. I didn't think of that. I don't know, but it was interesting that he wasn't there. Probably the smart move, I would think, on their part.
He might not have wanted to do it either because
no, he loved it. Before the allegations, like his Instagram, he was doing all kinds of stuff. He was doing like live conversations with like real jet propulsion engineers and stuff like that. He loves the Expanse. I don't think he would sit this one out. He doesn't really have anything else going on either.
Even if it's like he has a lot going on right now, because I feel like
he
that's
has a lot going on right now.
With his allegations? What are you talking about? What the fuck?
But that was months ago. Like that was back in June.
Yeah, but you don't know what's happening. Like that's not being put out. You know what I mean?
So you think it's possible that maybe he was invited and decided to not do it?
Or just maybe in general, they all talked about it. It wasn't like I'm just saying, you're making it sound like he was forced out because they're uncomfortable with him. But he might just be also kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm kind of uncomfortable right now. Like, I feel like people are going to attack me if I come out and talk about my show.
That's possible.
And people will be like, oh, you just raped a girl. Like, how dare you come on to the da-da-da-da-da. Like, I could totally see that happening. I mean, I don't even know what happened. We don't know if he got...
Right.
That's what I hate is like there's no more like innocent until proven guilty thing. It's like, oh, someone says some shit about you. It's probably true. Why else would they say it? And it's like because they want attention.
Yeah.
Not saying I have no idea what happened in this situation. I'm just saying I kind of feel like until he's actually proven guilty, like I just feel like
I agree. Well,
I hate it when people treat people bad.
Oh no, I firmly agree. And I just wondering if I don't know. I mean, I guess I am just speculating as much as anyone, but I would imagine it was not his choice.
Yeah.
Most
likely.
I'm
sure ultimately, yeah, it's not his choice. I'm just saying I feel like if I were him, I wouldn't really want to be in the public eye until everything was like actually.
Yeah, till you are cleared. But the thing is, when those allegations are out there, sometimes you're never cleared.
Yeah, I mean, true, because even if the police go like, oh, we investigated, we didn't find anything, like there's going to be like millions of people out there still going, well, you didn't do enough. Like he obviously is a horrible person who is a misogynist and wants to kill all women. So
he wants them all dead.
That's where they go with these things. They're like, he's terrible and must be killed.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a conversation for another time, though. Will you indulge me and can we watch the trailer one more time?
Sure, yeah, because I didn't want to be.
Cool. Yeah, I want to see it again because it looked fucking sick.
It did.
My name is Marco Inaros. I am the commander of the Free Navy.
That looks cool. Whatever that is, that looks cool.
With the opening of the alien gates, we are at a crossroads. No longer will belters be persecuted. With this attack, we will show our oppressors a thing they never thought possible. The future of the belt has begun.
Nothing's ever gonna change. You gotta stop focusing on the end of the world. You got a ship of your own, a good crew, someone who loves you and you love, and they're responsible for the world.
Why are you going back to Earth?
I have personal business in Baltimore.
It's Ashford's ship. I never thought I'd actually find it.
We have an OPA informant. This is your son.
I chartered a freighter bound for Palace. I have to go find Philip.
I was always waiting for you to turn up.
This world is messed up. Float to the top, or sink to the bottom.
Ah,
Everything in the middle is a trap.
Same reaction both times, Linz.
yeah.
Intended to attack civilian targets.
I don't know if it's a single huge conspiracy, but someone higher up in the pyramid in on it.
This is not my fight. Marco has millions of voters. If you go toe-to-toe with him, we could lose.
You have committed the entire belt to war with the inners.
They wanted to fight. We'll give them one. It's time to take the Russia for a round.
Do the stuff, fly boy.
Marco Silla accomplished what essentially our leaders have promised. He's gonna unite 100 separate factions into one nation. It's time to let the system know who we are.
Kara G.
Nice. The only thing, like, I feel like maybe it's just they didn't cover it or whatever in the trailer, but I just am curious what they're going to be doing this time with the other, like, worlds.
That was my thing. I was like, wow, the rest of the universe is notably absent.
Yeah.
Like, you
I
have
wonder if
these
they're like,
portals.
we're going to save that story. Let's go back to this world.
No, it's like, don't do that. You have portals to how many different planets across the I really liked us to go to some of them and see what they're like, please.
Yeah, I love how they just went to the other one and then they kind of like failed, right? And
Yeah, and they're like, you know what? This whole exoplanet thing, not really working out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was I thought that I don't see any proto-molecule, anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's not as big now. It's more like the other worlds, like the proto.
Yeah, but there's a trail of the proto-molecule on those worlds. Like that's whatever that like terraforming machine was that just was cutting through the planet. That's all proto-molecule shit. That's all related to whatever civilization built that thing. So this is like the trail of breadcrumbs. And they're like, you know what? This whole trail of breadcrumbs thing, it's a big MacGuffin. It's like, no, it isn't. Go find the aliens, please. I want to find aliens.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Maybe they're just like not showing us too much of that in the trailer to keep that part like, I don't know. Hopefully.
I wonder. I don't know. It does just seem like it's all about the belt.
And it's war, yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, look, I'm not saying that's not interesting. I just don't know if it's as interesting now that we've opened up the entire solar system.
Right.
But I mean, we saw, Ty Frank and the other guy. They're the writers of the novel. They're in the writer's room. They were in this panel. Whatever is in the show is what they want. So I can't get mad. Like, it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, their vision's going to be honored is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not.
It's true. We might have done something different.
Yeah. I mean, I love the belt stuff. Don't get me wrong. I think that's really fascinating. Is there a belter in your room? What is that? Is that a dog?
Yes.
Is your dog being tortured?
No, I don't know what's happening. My sister's puppies. I think it's because they started crating them like on their own at night, like not in the same crate.
Aww.
And they were very unhappy. They barked and yelped and whined the entire night last night. I don't think they stopped at all.
Uppers. Oh, you're gonna have to.
Is that really loud?
No, it's not that loud. It's gotta be louder for you. So what do you think about like the things that the actors are saying about their backstories and stuff, and like Amos going back to Earth and going to Baltimore and all that shit?
I'm very interested to see that because it's definitely like, well, yeah, I mean, Holden's kind of from Earth, but it feels
his answers sucked. Whatever his answers, like William Straight's answers, like whatever he was saying, when he was just like, I think he's got a lot of esteem and a foundation of you're like, what? Everyone else is like talking about this story. What are you saying?
Yeah. Maybe they're like, no, you're the main guy. You can't tell too much.
You can't be interesting.
He was
leave that
funny.
to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, seriously. Come on. No, but like he's funny. Like he like just totally made me think of like some sort of like professor. Like with his
Totally, he's like a nerd,
not
right?
just because of the glasses, but just because of the way he spoke too. I was just like, I can just imagine you being like a college teacher for some
He
reason.
seems like a square.
Like a math teacher.
Yeah. Like a handsome, kind of cool one, but yeah, he does seem like a bit of a nerd.
Exactly.
A nude. Yeah, that was interesting. I liked I liked all their answers. I thought their characters, it sounds like they're going to go in interesting places. Like we're really going to get into it with these characters, and it doesn't seem like contrived or forced at all. Wow, now it's starting to sound loud. It sounds like you're in a kennel because it's like bouncing off the walls.
And that's downstairs.
That's downstairs? Oh my, how do you sleep there?
I smoke a lot of weed.
That's funny. I have a comment here from John. Remember how season 4 ended? The system might be a little preoccupied for a bit. This season is going to rock.
True.
I do agree that the season is going to rock. It does look pretty badass. You know what? I was realizing as I was watching that, I was like, I kind of forgot a lot of the things that happened in season 4.
I did too. Yeah, there was
Like,
definitely.
I forgot that that guy died. I was like, oh, that guy died, and then like, and I think I watched it twice. Like for some reason, it all kind of floated away. I think I'm gonna go back.
Season 4 twice.
I've watched every season multiple times. I think I've seen season 1.
Remember? Oh man.
I know. I think I've seen season 1 like 6 or 7 times.
Oh my god.
Not exaggerating. Like
that's hilarious.
yeah. I mean, I don't care. I love it. I don't give a fuck. I'll watch it
I
again.
know.
I'll turn it on right now. Find it thrilling.
I believe you.
I've never found it boring, not once.
One day.
That's why whenever people are kind of like, yeah, it's interesting, I'm like, it's what? It's forgettable for you? Are you serious? What are you missing? What don't you understand? How come you don't get this? You see how layered this is? You see all the characters? You see all the motive? Like I'm just like, what's but I guess I got to go back and watch season 4 because I don't remember. How did season 4 end? So like,
I'm just gonna watch it right before it comes out again.
I mean, that's in like 2 months.
Yeah, but I can watch it really fast.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So what were the big things at the end of season 4? It was the they go back to the belt, right? With all the they leave the planet, the new planet, and then the Belters stay, and then they start their shipping like whatever that lithium or whatever the mineral was. Right? They let the Belters have that planet, didn't they?
Did they or didn't they leave? Or no, they turned it all off. They turned the planet off.
I can't
know. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm actually forgetting.
I'm blown away. I forget all this. I also don't know if I was blown away by season 4. I think I'm gonna go back to covering every single episode because I was watching Raised by Wolves and I just can't care. I just don't find it that interesting. It's really not interesting to stream every single episode.
Raised
I think
by
I'm just
Wolves?
it's a show on HBO Max. It's a science fiction show by Ridley Scott. It's kind of all over the place. It took like a really big swing, but it's doing things where it's like they've catch this monster. And they're like, oh, we've got to either kill it, and eat it, or leave it and study or leave it and not kill it. I'm like, well, there's other options. I mean, you don't have to just kill the thing. You could study it, figure out where it's coming from, like learn about the species. It was just so like, it was so binary. Like it's just a very narrow. It's like such an interesting world, but really narrow script. I'm like, I just can't. I can't spend that much time. So I'm going to go back to doing every episode of The Expanse, and hopefully by then. It'll roll right into the new season. That's right. That's a good point.
Oh I
forgot about that. Marco sends a few sneaky gifts to Earth. He sure does. Oh, I forgot that our little banners weren't on. I mean, how are people supposed to know who we are?
Oh, I know. We're so.
I mean, crazy.
Easy to mix up.
Honestly, and everyone wants to know. He sent those rocks hurtling towards Earth, right? And then in the trailer, they showed like a meteor like coming down to Earth, looking like that was going to happen. One thing too was when they showed that space base, that looked to me like That to me looked like the an Earth base. Like the first thing that they show. I'm gonna show it again. We don't have to watch it like moment for moment. We can just kind of pick it apart. But like when they show the like this first base that they show, which looks super cool. I like that too. I like the OPA with the anarchy symbol. That looks sick. I mean, I know that they do that all the time, but it looks really good. That I think is a UN base. If I'm not mistaken, but I think that's a UN symbol in the middle there.
Okay.
Whatever it is, it looks really cool. Like looks to like Luna. Yeah, it does. It looks like Luna to me too. That's why. So I wonder, maybe that's like a forward operating base for like the UN military or something. I don't know. So what they say at the end, right? They're going to unify all the Belter factions, and then it's like, and Holden's like, if they want a war, I'll give them a war. I was like, whoa. So it's going to be the Belt versus everybody, or what?
Yeah, but is he going to war with the Belt or with? I guess that makes sense because Marco is like the head of the Belt now, right? And so he's a bad guy because he wants to kill all the
a bad
inners.
guy. I mean, he's straight up a terrorist. So it's like, yeah, he doesn't, he's no good dude. Yeah. Right. Saying that that's probably where Christian Avasarala stays on the moon. Yeah, maybe. That's it looks like a military base though. Yeah, I love, dude. How much do you love Cara G? I love
Not
her.
as much as you do.
I guess that's true, but I thought her answers were great too.
I do like her. No, I do like her though.
She seems so smart.
Yeah.
So just cool. I love her.
She's so cool. I want to meet her.
She is cool.
Woo. I
She's
need her
great.
autograph.
I know. I just like, can I just hug you?
No.
I wonder what this plot line is going to do, because I thought like when Bobby started working for like the Martian mob, essentially, and then
that's right.
That was cool because I love these writers. I love how everything that happens is like layered, right? So like when she starts working for the Martian mob, it reflects the lack of vision and cohesiveness or cohesion that the Martians have, right? They lost their central vision. They lost their hope of a terraformed Mars. They don't even care now. They're like, why? There's all these livable planets. What, we don't need to terraform this one. It's too expensive. And then so that starts taking it. I love that. So I'm wondering, where is that going to go? Where's that layer going to be for Amos's story when he goes back to Earth?
What does that have to do with Mars?
What's that? No, it doesn't have anything to do with Mars. He's going back to Earth. But I'm just saying the way Bobby's story that was completely adjacent to the main story still had all these story layers and stuff. Like, I'm just wondering what our Amos is going to be for his story. I'm really curious about that. And also, like, is it going to tie into like whatever main plot? Because I think at the end, this guy's a great actor. He was on The Wire. Did you ever see The Wire?
I don't think so. No.
He's terrific.
I've seen him in like a lot of other stuff though.
He's a journeyman. He works all the time.
Yeah.
He actually, there was actually a theater company in Montclair, New Jersey that I met him at one time because I took a few classes there. Yeah, he's really sweet. He's a really nice guy. I don't know if he's from there or whatever, but he was a cool guy. Cool guy. It's good to see him here.
It's interesting that they told us that Christian loses the election.
She lost it in the last one.
Wow. See, like that, I forgot.
Yeah, she lost it. She lost it to that Asian girl, and it was, and her husband, which was great because like he just couldn't take it. I love that character change. Her husband. Well, because she's just such a boss bitch. She wins all the time, but then it's like that same energy, that same characteristic caused her to like fracture her only, her most meaningful relationship, and cost the election because it didn't work the same way. Like appealing to people and getting shit done is not the same thing. And it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's true.
John, I think, loves Cara as much as I do. And says he loves him.
Different. Oh.
She really is. She really is. Like I saw an interview with her. she adopted a Belter accent for her audition.
How did she know? What did she base it off of?
I think she's not in the first season.
Oh, right.
So the source material was out there. She was a fan of the books, fan of the show, and then created her Belter character for her audition. That's a big swing, for an actor. Because if she gets it wrong, they're like, "Ooh, no, please don't do that."
That's not what we're doing.
No, but she was born to play this fucking role.
Awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so good in that role, and just her brain, how like you could. I always say you can see her the character thinking, which is like that's high level acting. Like she's really up there. Yeah, and John also mentioned that he loves that there's wire actors in there. Yeah, 2 wire actors. It's for the guy who plays Fred Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on the wire too. He has I think he's like an ex-con trying to do right by all these kids with a boxing gym. It's a good story. That's
sounds similar to this character.
Yeah,
well,
true.
Except for he's just trying to do.
You're right. Trying to find redemption. Yeah, that's a good point, Lindsay. It's really true. Yeah, he's a great actor. He's on The Walking Dead too. You watched that, right?
I watched a little bit of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it me or do the special effects not look amazing? I mean, it's just a trailer.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just a trailer. I don't know.
I just wonder if
I feel like it's moving so quickly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just don't know if it looks as good as. Oh, that's something I wanted to point out. Do you know what that was?
What?
This ship. No. That ship right there, just a second ago.
Yeah, the one that was what's her name from Miller and.
Yeah, that's the Razorback.
What's her name? Julie. That's right, Julie Mao.
Yeah.
Julie Mao.
That's the Razorback.
Girl that we never really saw, but she was like the main focus, I feel like, of the first season.
Kinda. She drove the story for sure.
She did. It was always like he's always looking for Julie Mao, and then there's a connection somehow. Yeah. And then we barely got to know her.
Yeah, that's
Before
pretty
she became,
cool.
like the brain of the.
I don't even know where the Razorback is in the universe. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't.
Where they left it?
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time, it was just following the other ship, right? Like they had it somehow attached, so it would just follow.
Yeah, it was they called it slaved. They slaved the Razorback to the Rocinante, but it wasn't there after that. I don't remember. Did they save that ship? Where did it stay?
I feel like didn't they do something with the Razorback to try and thwart the plans? I forget
too. That's kind of a non-essential thread. So I don't quite remember exactly what happened.
We'll go back and watch.
Yeah, but I like that they brought the Razorback. I thought that was the Razorback back. I thought that was cool. Cool little detail. Backpack. Will hold a world captive. This is pretty dope. So I wonder if Mars is getting in on the fight. Is Mars even going to be a superpower anymore now that they've kind of deteriorated as a nation, if you will? Because if there's no connective tissue anymore, right? If they don't have their Martian pride, right? And they're not working towards a unified goal of a terraformed Mars. Are there even a Mars to have anymore? Is it anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously when Bobby was working, they were stripping a bunch of
so much of their equipment.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
so I don't even know. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Mars is fucked. It's gone. It's I wonder if I don't know. What's it going to be? Is it going to be Earth 2? Is it just going to be more of a part of Earth again? I don't know. What's the future of Mars?
Wasn't the whole thing that they're their own government and they want to be separate from Earth? And
yeah,
I mean, I get that they might not want to terraform anymore, but shouldn't they be making money off of all of their parts that they're selling? Earth is fucked. Yeah. Earth. It seemed like Earth was fucked from the beginning though. They started
Yeah, well, they just have such a sag on there because they have just so many people. There's 40 billion people or something on Earth. I mean, it's impossible. Yeah, it's something like
That's why
that.
we need viruses, guys. Sorry.
She didn't mean that. She didn't mean that.
I was just being Bill Gates for a second.
No, but like you were saying about like Mars having this powerful identity, it's like, yes, but they always brought that identity back to terraforming Mars. Like that was the point, because they're like, you had a garden and you fucked it up. We're going to make a garden and we're going to do it better than you. But now if there's no point to make a garden, what is Mars? Is Mars Mars?
Right.
What is the Martian Navy? I don't know.
Yeah.
This is John also weighing in on the what's it called? The Razorback. They had till the end of season 3, episode 6. Wow, he knows his shit too. When they use it to go to the UN main ship. Oh, okay. Yeah, they kept it somewhere, but where? I mean,
but where?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really expensive ship, you know, and it's also like it's technically, I guess, the spoils of war, because
it is.
Yeah, like. Yeah, does
Although I
Chelsea
guess the Mount, I was gonna say he's like in jail, right? Like
I know his daughter is. She is.
Yeah, I thought they like met. Didn't they meet there? Didn't we see them like?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? I'm crazy.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember if he lives or not. Now that I think about it,
I know. That's what I'm like
I
wondering.
can't believe I forget these details. Like it's so much of this just tattooed in my brain. These major
We're like
plot
so
points.
excited about everything.
Yeah, like wait, is it this? I mean, I know that the thread is. Yeah, like I know that Protogen's not a
I
problem.
feel like that was a long time ago though. That like they closed him out, right? End of season 2. I don't remember now. See, we gotta go watch all of it again. I'm gonna watch all of it.
The way yeah, you should. It's awesome. But the way that the show is structured, it does kind of weird things. Like the major plot, like the major story of the first, of the beginning of the show ends halfway through season 2. Like with Eros hurtling towards Earth, that ends halfway through season 2, and then an entire new storyline begins. You know what I mean? So it's like this is a really abnormally structured show, which I love. But I imagine maybe it's tough to market, because if it's like the story's not over until next season, like that's got to be kind of like, I want more. I want it to be finished.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think we should wrap it up for the evening, Madame?
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
It's getting pretty late. Well, no,
close to my bedtime.
It's like I don't know, not for normal people, but thanks guys for joining us. Much appreciated. Thank you to Wes Teres and John and Stars and Moon. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you haven't, please press that like button. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Check it all out. I'm going back to covering every single episode of The Expanse, and hopefully, Lindsey, I know it's a lot to ask, but I kind of want to cover every single episode of this new season. Will you join me for that?
Only if that's all we're doing.
What does that mean?
Like, I don't want to do 2 episodes a week. Like, that's a lot of work.
She's not as committed. I am committed. Lindsey, not so much. But you can go to her channel and
other stuff to do.
No, she doesn't. You can go to Lindsey's channel and she'll talk about kittens and microgreens. Check her out. She's got that going on. And
like this, if you want him to stop saying that.
John says, fun stream, guys. Thank you very much, John. Thanks for watching along with us. All right, you guys have a great night. Toodaloo.
Good night.